All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Bite Size Breaks with Rams Travel. My name is Caitlin Forte, and I work for the CSU Alumni Association as the Associate Director of Business Partnerships and the Rams Travel Program. It is an honor and a privilege to be with you all here today. Whether you're joining us live or watching this recording later, thank you so much for being here. We call this event Bite Size Breaks because it's designed to fit perfectly within your lunch hour. We will make sure to wrap up within the hour and get you all back to your busy days soon. Before we dive in, a quick virtual 101 session. As you can see, this event is live streaming on YouTube. The event is being recorded and you will not be seen or heard during the event. However, we do encourage you to engage with us by using the comment section on YouTube if you have any questions throughout the presentation. Let's practice real quick. Go ahead and comment where you are watching from and what you are hoping to learn from our time together this afternoon. If you are tuning in, it's likely because you love to travel, you love CSU, or both. Today, our agenda is to learn about the Rams Travel Program, highlight some exciting trips planned with Sunlight Tours, and have a Q&A section at the end. So without further ado, I believe we are ready for takeoff. Rams Travel is a program designed specifically for CSU alumni and friends. It offers unique group travel experiences that foster lifelong learning and a strong connection to CSU. The program provides expertly curated itineraries to ensure that you have a seamless travel experience. Our trips are organized with reputable travel organizations known for their quality and reliability, offering competitive pricing to ensure that you get the best value for your adventure. With Rams Travel, you gain access to exclusive experiences that you can only get through this program. And you have the chance to travel with other Rams, creating memories with other CSU alumni along the way. We partner with a variety of travel organizations to bring you the best travel experiences possible. Our travel partners include GoHagen, Sunlight Tours, Premier World Discovery, AHI, and more. Each partner offers different trips and different types of unique experiences, bringing their expertise in alumni and group travel to ensure top-notch services and unforgettable adventures. By working with multiple partners, we can provide a diverse range of travel options tailored to different preferences and interests and travel types. Now, let's talk about the many trips that we offer and who can join us. We have over 25 trips available annually, giving you plenty of options to choose from, including both international and domestic destinations. Whether you're interested in a land journey, a river cruise, an ocean cruise, or travel by train, we have something in store for everyone. Our trips are perfect for anyone who enjoys group travel and loves CSU. They cater to couples, groups, and solo travelers, making them an ideal choice for a wide range of alumni and friends. Our trip offerings range in activity levels and price range, ensuring there is something perfect for everyone. Here are some exciting highlights about our program and what you can do next to get involved. In 2025, we have had over 75 travelers traveling the world with us. There's no program at CSU quite like Rams Travel, and our 2026 trips are already live and selling out fast, so you don't want to miss out. To get involved, check out our website for detailed information on all of our trips that we have to offer. Feel free to email me directly as well with any questions or if you need more information. You can also request to be on our communication list to stay up to date on new trips and events. I will share more of my contact information at the end of this webinar. And now I'm pleased to introduce to you Sarah Raymond, the co-owner and trip director of Sunlight Tours, who will speak more about her company and its incredible offerings. Sarah is a fellow alumni of CSU, and her first overseas trip was to Israel 15 years ago, where she caught the travel bug and has ever since turned it into her career. I'm sure she'll share plenty more with you about her experiences. So Sarah, over to you.
Thanks, Caitlin. And thank you to everybody who's joining us either today live or on the recordings. We're glad that you're all here. As Caitlin said, I am also an alumni, and I was really proud to put the 89 by my name because it was a good time to be at CSU. And I'm really proud of that, that experience and that connection, and being able to have that on my resume as a place that shaped me as I learned and grew. So I'm really happy to partner with CSU and be able to offer trips as an alumni and to connect in that way. So a little bit about myself. I currently live in North Dakota, and I am the mom of 6 kids and the grandma of 2 and 1 on the way. And I'm a Lutheran pastor by trade. I'm not serving a church currently. The travel business started to take off. I was doing both at the same time and could not keep up with the travel business, and opted to go that direction full time. So I've been full time with that for a few years. And I love plants, I love knitting, I love reading, and of course, I love travel. I wouldn't keep doing all this work if it wasn't my passion too. So I love that I get to travel with all of this. So next slide, Caitlin, if we can look at that one. This is our team. As I said, I am the co-owner, and I'm a Lutheran pastor and trip director. My business partner is Yad Kois. He lives in East Jerusalem. He is our connection into the Middle East, Egypt, Morocco. We have those places when we travel there. I don't know if you have ever traveled there, but it's a very relational place. It's all in who you know, whose cousin, who's got a guy, who knows whom. And so we love that we have these personal relationship connections in these areas, and we have someone who can help us connect in that way to plan trips, troubleshoot along the way, and make sure that you have the best experience. Michelle Walka is our creative director. She's an artist and a spiritual director. She's our trip developer, our coach. Everything print and website is Michelle. But she's also great in the fiber arts and helps us plan the pilgrimages. And so that's her little beautiful niche in our offerings. Avery Nelson is our social media director and helps us with the interwebs, helps us with our Facebook and Instagram. And then also, not pictures, my daughter Emily. She helps us lead some trips. She is a Colorado resident currently living in Pueblo. We make sure that we send a staff member on every trip to help make sure that you have the best experience. Next slide. Our mission statement, our tagline is, and kind of as we travel, we listen for people to talk this way. I was just on a trip in Italy, and one of the people on that trip was talking about how he's really just opened his eyes to Italy and how it looks and feels and seems and tastes. And I said, it's almost as if travel changes us, right? So that's our tagline, the travel that changes us. We learn, we grow, we understand, we shape our own view of the world by traveling. And we fully believe that as a company. Next slide. We have a little bit of a different approach to travel than some big companies. We really believe that we are accompanying you on this journey. And a lot of times I'll design the itinerary in coordination with a leader or with someone that's working with a group of people. But I also add my favorite things into that trip too. So we're also experiencing it along with you and getting a chance to watch it through your eyes. No matter how many times we've been there, we always learn new things and experience it in a different way with a different group of people. So our commitment is that we are about compassionate travel. We are building travel communities, and we try to support wherever we can local companies and businesses in the areas in which we travel. I'm going to talk about each of those specifically. So if you can go to the next slide. The first one is that we engage in compassionate travel, focusing on our global story. We don't exist in this world in a vacuum, and we want to make sure that we have a chance to learn and grow and connect in deeper ways as we travel. So this is a partner of ours in Morocco. We love to I love cooking classes. I also love food tours, but that says a lot about me, I guess, and who I am. This is actually a women's collective where they are training women in the Marrakesh area to work in food services. And in support of that, they offer cooking classes to travelers in the area, and they then use our finances to help support their teaching and the courses that they offer to women in the area. And while we were there, we had lots of time. It took us all day to cook this beautiful meal, as you might imagine. And we had some downtime, and they brought in this young gentleman. He's deaf, but they have offered him a coffee cart underneath the patio that they have there. So we got to sit out and have coffee with him and just support him in his operation too. And so that was really a fun day for me and a fun day for our travelers to experience our compassionate travel in that way. Next slide. We like to form travel communities that are grounded in care and hospitality. And we don't do any question and answer. We don't push anybody in any direction. So we're not asking you your favorite thing of the day every time, but just in how we connect with people as we travel. When you have meals with people, when you connect in these ways as you're learning and growing, we build those communities in and amongst each other. This is a group in the picture of Methodist pastors, and they sought us out because of how we operate our trips. They have a grant to connect pastors and support them. So they will build cohorts of pastors and start and end that with a trip, which I think is lovely. But they came to us because we already do those kinds of support things when we travel. We meet with people before the trip. We'll have a Zoom, so you'll get to see everybody on the trip. We might have more than one connection that way. We're always available to answer your questions. And then on the trip, making sure that people are involved and connected in that way. Next slide. We value supporting local businesses as we can. This is a picture of two designers from Scotland. They chose the colors of yarn in our workshop just for Sunlight Tours. You see the yellow and the orange there. But on this trip, we had all women-owned businesses. It just happened that way, and it turned out really neat. And the people on the trip noticed that. And so we work really hard to support local businesses as we can, small businesses, local connections, and just making sure that we're doing it in a very conscientious way, that we're not taking advantage of anyone, that we're supporting and helping as we come in and learn and grow. This is Di and Sheila, and if you are in Great Britain and you can get Channel 4, I'm really jealous because they're doing it's like the Great British Bake Off, but they are doing it with yarn and knitting. It's called the wool something. I can't remember the name of it, but I really wish I could see it because I think it would be fun. Next slide. So this is where we go so far. We do Scotland, Ireland, England, Northern Ireland, Italy, Greece, Turkey, Morocco, Egypt, Jordan, Belize, Turks and Caicos, Puerto Rico, Israel and Palestine, Germany. We're soon to add China, Spain and Portugal, and Croatia. That's our 2027 lineup. We'll be adding those there. Next slide. So our 2026 trips are both up on the CSU website and available, except the first one filled up. So our Egypt trip is full and we aren't able to take any more on that one, but the Ireland one is open and able to take people on that one. That one is a Wool and Wonder trip. It's with a fiber artist from the Minneapolis area, and she is going to be doing some workshops on the trip. You don't need to have any previous experience to do that. And you don't have to be that crafty to be on the trip if you don't want to participate in those things. You can just go along and pet the sheep and learn along the way. We've got farm tours. We'll be going to the Book of Kells. The craft we're going to be doing is connected with the Book of Kells. And it's going to be a great experience, a great way to experience Ireland with just a little bit of a different focus on that. Our 2027 trips are on the next slide. The first one that we'll have coming up in 2027 is in January of 2027, and this one's already on our website, and we'll get that revealed on the CSU website when Caitlin is ready to do that. That's usually in the spring of 2026. But that one is coming up. If you mention CSU, we'll make sure that CSU gets connected on that too. So that's one of our trips. We love taking people to Egypt. It is so amazing to float. This picture is the float down the Nile. And it's just an amazing, you sit on the deck and pinch yourself that you can watch Egypt go by as you're floating down the Nile and drinking your little tea on the rooftop in the afternoon. Lots of beautiful stops along the way. And the amazing thing about Egypt is they think they've only found about 10% of the amazing discoveries there. So it changes every time you go, and you get to experience new and different learnings that they have as they continue to explore in Egypt. And we also love Jordan. The connection between the two is kind of interesting. They are connected through the Sinai, but we'll be making the trip flying from one to the other. But Jordan is a fantastic country, and it has Petra, it has the Wadi Rum, the beautiful city of Amman, the ancient city of Jerash. Those are all places that we'll be visiting on that trip too. Next slide. We'll be adding Spain, Portugal, and Morocco. Those are all one trip. You can get a taste of each of those countries on that trip. In Portugal, we'll be doing a wine tour. We're hoping to we'll be having a cooking class there, and then hitting the northern part of Morocco by Tangier and Chefchaouen, and then ending up in Casablanca before flying out. So this is a quick way to see all these countries. We're also looking at how the Muslim faith and Islam has had an influence on the architecture in each of these places. It's kind of an amazing, detail-oriented. I love it because I love color and all kinds of little designs, and this type of architecture carries through in these areas because of the influence of Islam there. Next slide. We'll be having a fiber arts trip to Scotland in 2027. We are really excited to go back. It was really a fun tour that we did just in September, and we're excited to take people back there and experience that again. Scotland surprised me as a place. I felt like everybody goes there, but when I went, there's so much beautiful open space, and every time you turn around, it's a different mountain or lake or sea or coast, or it's an amazingly beautiful country, and we're excited to go back there and take you with us. Next slide. And we're hoping very, very big, very, very much to go back to Israel and Palestine in 2027. We are taking a group in 2026, and we're hoping to resume that also in 2027 and offer that through CSU. We're just keeping an eye on the situation very closely, and we won't offer that if it's not safe to go. Some fast facts about us on the next slide. We can book your airfare on our trips. We can help you with picking flights. We can help you with, we can't book your airfare if you want to book that with points, but we can help you make sure that everybody arrives at the same time. We can connect with you to make sure that everybody leaves at a similar time. That helps us on our tour, but we can sure book your airfare along the way. We do encourage travel insurance, and you can do that either through us or through Rams Travel. That is, both of us support those companies, but we also offer you support in the way that if you have to file a claim or if you have any issues with the company, you can reach out to us to be able to accompany you on that process. We can build a custom tour for you. If you have a group of people who want to go somewhere, let us know and we'll talk you through that and help you organize that. Between my business partner and I, we have decades of experience. We are great problem solvers. We're able to fix things on the fly. Most of the time, the travelers don't even know that we've fixed it, and that's exactly the way we want it. We don't want anybody, we want everybody to have a great experience on the trip. And I would say that customer service is our strength because we are, we want it to be personal. We want to make connections with us too. We want you to have everything that you need on the trip. So no question is too crazy or no idea too wild. We're open to all of those things as we plan and prepare for each trip. And I found this online and I want to know what everybody else thinks. You can put that in the comments if you agree or don't agree, but jet lag, it said, feels worse when traveling from west to east. And I don't know if I believe that. My theory is a little bit different. My theory is that jet lag is worse on the way back than it is on the way there because when you go on the trip, you're so full of energy and excitement and adrenaline, and you want to see things and you're ready to go. And it takes a little bit of adjustment, but you can get going on it. But coming back, you've traveled the whole time and ready to come home, and you know that you're going to have to jump right into what's at home. I think that's my theory, is that it's a little harder coming home than it is whether it's east to west or west to east. But put in the comments what you think about jet lag and how if you have any tips for how to handle jet lag. I think we would all be wonderful to hear all of those things. So that's all I have. I'd love to have your questions. I think Caitlin has a few that came in before, and we'll answer your questions as they come up.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Such great information. I am so excited about our 2027 lineup. And so exciting to see that one of the trips is sold out on 2026 already. So good to be planning ahead. I think a lot of people enjoy planning ahead in the travel space anyway, but all the more reason, I'd say, generally speaking, group travel very much encourages some planners, and being able to put that early is a good thing to do. So like you said, Sarah, we will jump into the Q&A. Please use the comment section if you have any questions. I do have some questions that were submitted ahead of time, so let's run through those together, and I will keep an eye on the comment section as well to see if anything comes through. So the first question I have is more for me than you, but someone asked if a non-CSU alumni can join the trips or if they are exclusively for CSU alums. And the answer to that question is we welcome anyone and everyone to travel with us. On our trips, we do see a majority of alumni, but we also see retired faculty and staff, or parents of CSU students, or parents of CSU alumni. We see a lot of different travelers. I'd say overwhelmingly it is those who have an affinity to CSU. So I'd say that is not a requirement, but it's definitely strongly encouraged. But no, you absolutely do not need to be a CSU alumni to travel with us. So that is open to anyone and everyone. Of course, it is a benefit that Sarah is an alum herself. She is our only alumni-owned business that we work with, so we're very proud to be supporting an alum through the Rams Travel program with Sarah. Next question I have is for you, Sarah. Are there any discounts or special offers available for booking a trip early?
Sometimes there are. Usually we're offering those kinds of discounts when we're booking more than a year ahead of time. So the way that the schedule works and the way that it's released over Rams Travel, it doesn't give us more than a year. Because of that, because you'll release the trips in May or April, May for the next year. So our trips sell out when we travel in January and February. So we always want to have one on the list. So that doesn't give us a lot of lead time for getting signed up for that. But if we do have some discounts, it would be on a trip that we're booking out a little bit more for.
Gotcha. As Sarah talked through the trip that Sunlight Tours offers, if you do see, like she said, we usually announce our trips in the spring of the preceding year. So if you see a summer or a fall or a winter trip of 2027, be sure to get on that early when we announce those trips. Another question I have for you would be, can I book a trip with Sunlight Tours that I don't see listed on the Rams Travel website?
We would love to have you book a trip with us. And if you note in your on the registration is a little blank that says, what else do you want us to know? If you note in there that you're a CSU alumni, we'll make a donation to CSU. That's part of our connection and part of our promise is that we're supporting CSU in that way. And so we will honor that and hope that you can find a trip that meets your needs that we are offering.
Absolutely. I think it's important to note as well, when you are booking any of the trips that you see on Rams Travel, there's a really, really strong chance that you'll be traveling with other CSU alumni. If you look at the rest of Sarah's itineraries and something jumps out to you, like Sarah said, we absolutely encourage you to book any trip with Sunlight Tours. There just is a lesser of a chance that you are traveling with other CSU folks on that specific trip. So keep that in mind as well.
Good point.
Next question I have for you, Sarah, is what are the safety measures in place while traveling with Sunlight Tours?
We try to follow, or we don't try to, we do follow all of the Department of Tourism's requirements for each country. So, for example, for a while, Egypt had a requirement that we had to have a safety officer with us on every tour, and so we always had somebody who was security with us on those trips. We also build really good connections within the country, so if we have any issues, we can reach out to those partners as we are encountering those difficulties, and that we've got support in that country. And we encourage you to use your noggin when you travel. And make sure that if you're in a very busy area, that you're protecting your identity, that you're protecting your money and your credit cards. Just use your wise brains as you travel, and keep your bags in the front. Make sure that you're not letting your zipper on your backpack open so somebody can just grab that. You're not carrying your phone in your back pocket, those kinds of things. And we are really good at problem solving. So we've had emergency room visits, we've had stolen credit cards, those kinds of things, and we just work really hard to make sure that the client is really taken care of as that happens.
Perfect. Yeah, I echo and definitely strongly suggest as well, just using smart travel. I think that regardless, there is definitely safety in numbers when you are traveling in a big group. It certainly helps to be able to have a larger a larger group of people around you. But I know I went on one of these, a Rams travel trip in last year, and the tour director turned for a second and her bag of walkie-talkies was ending up getting snatched. And it's just for a sheer minute, just keep your bags on you, keep everything close to you. And people are unfortunately smart and know how to take advantage of those that are traveling. So stay smart and stay diligent out there. But good to know that there is always someone on the team, Sarah, that is there to make sure that safety is a priority. So
Absolutely.
we all do our best. And of course, there are scenarios, but that perfectly leads into the next question I had is, are travel insurance options available or recommended on these trips? So you did mention this in your presentation. We will reiterate this. I think if anyone has learned anything over the past 5 years, this should be required. This is required for a lot of companies for good reason. Have your travel insurance secured ahead of time. Make sure that you have your policy number available with you when you are traveling. It is always a good idea to make sure that you are as safe as possible and book a travel policy that protects you in any scenario. So sounds like they can work through Sunlight Tours to ensure that.
Yep. Yeah. And Rams Travel. I warn people to be really careful about the policies that you might see at the bottom of the when you're booking your airfare. There's always that policy at the bottom that you can just check and add onto your airfare, or be careful of some of those policies out there. I booked one of those one time and booked my airfare and didn't book it through myself, didn't book my own policy. I booked one that was connected with the airfare. And turns out there was no coverage for delayed baggage or lost baggage. And so I had and they delayed my bag. I had no claim to be able to get compensated for my baggage. So be really careful and vigilant about anything that's out there that's not associated with the two of us. And if there's specific needs or specific questions about travel insurance, to be sure to ask. We can adjust policies. We can tweak a policy to make it work best for you. One of the questions that a lot of people have is does a travel insurance policy cover your airfare? And it can, and it doesn't have to. You can lower your cost of your premium if you do not include the airfare in there, because if you get any kind of compensation from the airline, it won't pay out in your policy. So you would have to deny whatever the airline offers you and only file the claim in your policy if you're going to include your airfare. I find that sometimes it doesn't pay out. You're paying a higher cost of policy, and you're paying a higher cost because you're covering a larger amount. Between that and what the airline offers, sometimes that's not worth the expense. And I'm not going to sell you something you don't need. And so I encourage people to just be really to think about that before you book the policy and have your airfare covered or not covered. We'll just and if you need to talk through that with someone specifically, then I can help work that out when they sign up for the trip and book their insurance.
That's a great travel tip. I feel like sometimes it's easy to check that box at the bottom of it's like even when you're on Amazon and you're asking for that extra coverage of something, it's always good to know exactly what you're signing up for and if it is worth your time, your money, and your future potential heartache. So certainly always, Sarah, I would make an assumption that your team is ready to help any one of your passengers work through, and you can always email your team of, hey, these are the two options I'm looking at. Do you have a recommendation? So yes, good to always go to them. And like Sarah said, if you go to the Rams Travel website, we also have an alumni travel insurance provider as well. That is a very reputable company. So just make sure that you take care of yourself pre and during and post your trip.
Absolutely.
Okay, a few more questions that I see rolling in. Will I have free time during the trip to customize my own vacation, or is everything planned out for me?
Some trips we are planned morning to night. Some trips have a little bit more space in them. So I would just say to be really to look through the itinerary really closely. And if you're looking for something that has a little bit more space and a little bit less of that kind of plan, let us know and we can help you plan that or help direct you into a trip that has some more freedom to that. The other option is to take one of the trips that we offer through Rams Travel, and then we can help with an optional extension or pre-trip time in the country, so you can have some space and some freedom there to do your own thing.
It's a good way to put it. I will also say, just generally, when you're booking group travel, the benefit is that all-inclusive experience. If ever you wake up one morning and you say, I know I paid for this excursion is ready for me. And if you're just not feeling it, just let the tour director know that you're going to sit something out or you want to go do something on your own. That is always an option. This is definitely encouraged, and these itineraries are curated very intentionally. And by no means, if it feels like something that you don't want to participate in, are we going to enforce anything. So just let your tour director know ahead of time if you plan on opting out of an excursion or one of the day trips that might be included. So
yeah,
always
I would just add that safety might be an issue there too. Just if you are going to just stay back and stay at the hotel, there are a few places where we wouldn't want you to go by yourself and spend the day. And so we would just ask you to work with the tour director on that piece of it too, to make sure that you've got a plan that keeps you safe.
Perfect. Yep. Thank you for calling that out. Few more questions for you. Is airfare included, or do you have a concierge service that can help people book their airfare?
We can help book your airfare. I don't include it because I have found people to be really wanting some flexibility with their airfare. So they'll want to upgrade, or they'll want to book a specific itinerary. And so we feel like that is we're a lot more able to roll with that and be able to book what people need, instead of just offering a cookie cutter itinerary for your flights. And so we do help book that. We try to get people to arrive at the same time so that we limit the number of pickups that we have to have at an airport at a location. But we can work with you if you want to come in a day ahead of time, or if you want an extra day at the end. Again, that's part of that flexibility of being able to book it and being able to book for the individual traveler.
Perfect. Yep. If you look at the Rams Travel trips that we offer, there's those companies that do include it, and that is a great offer as well. But it is always nice to have kind of a little bit of autonomy with your own travel experience. But always good to send your tour director your trip and your flight plans ahead of time. That way they can keep tabs on you and know if for some reason something gets delayed or something is canceled. Can always help you out with that as well.
Absolutely.
Last question I have, let me check the comments one more time. I will put in the comments section a link to our Rams Travel website, so you can all check that out here after the webinar is over. But the last question I have is, when can I book a 2026 or 2027 trip? So I'll take this one, Sarah. 2026 is live. Please go to the Rams Travel website. As Sarah mentioned, one of the trips is already full. So if you're looking into that Wool and Wonder trip to Ireland, correct, in 2026, please take a look. It's on the website. So the sooner the better to be able to book and secure your spot there. We have, I believe, over 35 travelers in 2026 already. So trips are definitely booking, and we're excited about a wonderful lineup for 2026. As for 2027, that was a fun little teaser that Sarah was able to provide us for Sunlight Tours. That's one of the benefits of tuning into our webinars, is you do get a little bit of a sneak peek at what's ahead. We will be posting those rolling out once they are ready. anywhere between February and April next year. So stay tuned. Our website will populate those, and then we will send out an all alumni communication in May that lets you know when all of those trips are available and for you to book them. So we hope to see some of you all travel with us in 2026 or 2027. It's a wonderful way to travel, a wonderful way to stay connected to CSU and support CSU at the same time. So anything last to add, Sarah, before we sign off for the day?
No, I'm glad that you're keeping track of the time because I could talk travel all day. So
Wonderful. Well, we really appreciate you being here. That wraps up our Bite-Sized Breaks event. Thank you all for joining us today. Sarah, thank you so much for your valuable time and information that you shared with all of us. If you have any more questions or need further help about Rams travel, feel free to reach out to me directly. That is my email address that you see on the slide here. If you want to be connected to Sarah, I am happy to connect you to Sarah as well. So keep an eye on the Rams Travel website, and thanks again. Go Rams!